Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Kevin Indiana Jones Show. I am, of course, Kevin Indiana Jones. This is episode 7 of the 3rd season. Isn't that bonkers? I'm nearing my 30th episode of this show. I really can't believe it. So thank you all for being part of this journey, for being part of my audience, for being part of the family. You are all part of the Kevin Indiana Jones Show family if you're watching this. If you comment on it, if you like this ever, you are a part of the show. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, however you're watching, whether you're watching it live on Instagram, or you're watching it again later on Instagram, or maybe even later on YouTube. Destiny, next on the stage, Destiny. Hope you all had a great 4th of July weekend. I sure did. My sister came over with her brother-in-law and my niece, their kid. Oh boy, yeah, we went to the park, we played around, we came back, played piano on my digital keyboard, which is where that theme song comes from, and we put on a little dance recital for the family. It was really cute. It was a really good time. We watched, we attempted to watch Jaws, but she was too scared, so that was a bummer. So then we watched Inside Out, which I wasn't counting on crying that day, but Lord knows that happens when you watch Inside Out. Bing Bong, forget about it. Bing Bong. Take it to the moon for me. God Almighty. What a scene. Anyhow, then later on we started watching Sandlot, but they had to go. They were getting sleepy, so I watched the rest of Jaws with my wife, and then the rest of Sandlot alone. So it was a pretty good 4th of July. We saw fireworks, and they continued on until maybe 4 a.m. And they do continue on, in fact, every night since. It's going to be until probably August when they stop here in New York City. It sucks. It really, really sucks. But hey, that's youth. I know I used to blow shit up when I was a kid. Fireworks and youth. That's a thing. That's something you can't avoid. Anyhow, this week in Indy, not too much, but Bastard Creative Supply did have a wonderful sale on that fantastic leather stuff that he does, the holsters and the belts. I really, really wanted to get the Broomwald and the Pancott holsters that he does, because that discount is really appealing. But, I decided ultimately, I want them, I don't need them, I can't buy them outright, I don't want to put anything on credit, so, lo and behold, I didn't buy them. Self-control. Self-control is a really, really, really cool thing. It's surprising sometimes in life, but it's good. It's a good skill to learn. I didn't always have it. I didn't always have it. But yeah, that seems like good stuff, so I will get it at some points. But I don't want to be broke for any of this stuff. I'm 45 years old. I'm too old for that shit. I gotta pay bills. Pay bills first. Fun stuff later. But even then, do I really need more stuff? Anyhow. One day, I'll get that stuff one day. It looks really cool. So I watched Dial of Destiny with my wife last night. We finally got to the tail end of our viewing stuff for the Indy movies. And I don't know, this is maybe viewing 8 for me, and it just gets better every time. It really, really, really does. I find more joy and love in that movie every time I watch it that wasn't there before. But I did really love it before. But now it's really entering the realm of the rest of the movies, honestly. Which is surprising, because I didn't think it would. But they made a hell of a film, and the making of, that's a fantastic thing too. That's a really, really good making of. Honestly, I really like the footage of Harrison Ford with the dots on his face playing young Indy as old Indy. I wanted to see more of that kind of stuff. Like, he still nailed it. He still did great. Good for Harrison Ford. Good for all of them. Good for all of us for having gotten that movie. I'm really happy about it. And I know there's some people out there that didn't love it, and that's okay. That's all right. I don't need everyone to love the things that I do. Nor should any of you, This is how it goes. People are not going to like the things that you like in life. That's what happens. As a Superman fan, that's what happens. But hopefully that won't happen with this new movie coming out on Friday, which I can't wait for. I will be doing a Superman special probably a couple weeks after the new movie comes out, just so I can talk freely about what happens in it and not feel like I'm spoiling it for anybody that's going to see it. So that's very exciting for me as a Superman fan. Superman above all this. I really don't have much of a Superman collection, but it is my number one. So I can't wait. He is my number one. I can't wait to see that. Any hoodles. Tonight I'm going to be talking about something that I somehow haven't talked about yet, which is something near and dear to all of us because we all get all this shit, but we don't really talk about it that much. The Indy gear. Not the hat, not the clothes, not the jacket, not the whip, but the other shit, the other stuff he has. The bag straps, the holsters. We got the holsters here. We got more bag straps here. We got your bag straps. We got your crinkle cut fries over here. We got everything you could possibly want. For the love of God, I have so many bag straps for each of the movies I cosplay. Look, this is just for, I don't know, Last Crusade alone. Look how many I have. How many do I use? Like one, probably one of these, if that. Out of all these bags, one. We'll talk more about that with my guest tonight, who was my very first guest on the show, on my very first episode, and I'm very, very happy to have him back on the show because this is the first time we have talked again in this capacity since my California adventure. He is one of the folks that went to the mountains with me, with us. Like I'm the one that planned it all. Now it was Pete that planned most of it, if not all of it. Pete Caciapo, and it's a joy to have my guest back on tonight because we really connected well out there and had some wonderful, wonderful talks for hours and literally hours and hours. And I'm so happy that he's going to be on tonight. And it's cool to have someone on like this because he is someone that makes me want to be better at not just all of this, but in life in general. He's just a good dude. He's a good friend, a very, very good friend. I consider him like a brother, honestly, at this point in my life. And he is one of the best out there. You know, he's one of the best indies out there, and when you look at his page, if you haven't for some weird ass reason, you'll see why. So please welcome to the show, Daniel Reiser, otherwise known as Reiser Indy. And did I hit the wrong button? Oh no, I didn't hit anything yet. Okay, no, I did not fuck this up. I did not fuck it up. Great sign. Come on, baby. Fuck yeah, Daniel.
Dude, you, oh man, I'm over here like getting all teary-eyed. Oh
How are you,
man.
pal?
Oh, well, I was doing good, but now I'm doing great.
Oh
Now I'm
man,
doing
oh
great.
thank you. Oh, that's
No,
wonderful to hear.
that meant a lot to me, man. That meant a lot to me. Very humbling. And congratulations to you. Almost 30 episodes.
Isn't that bonkers?
That's
Yeah, this is
fucking
29.
bonkers.
I can't believe it.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Wow. That's wild. Also, 3 years, like 3 seasons?
No, no. Somehow no. It's all been 1 year. This has all just happened in 1 year. This all
This is all
started
hap.
just one
Okay,
year
now
because
oh my God, now I'm totally lost. Wow.
you were my first guest last, I don't know, like March, I guess.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I did like 11 shows, 13 shows, and then I took a few months off, and then I did season two, and then I did 6 months off, and I'm doing this season again. And
Wow.
it's
Crazy.
somehow season three only within 1 year. I just consider if I take a break, the next
Yeah.
time there's gonna be a new season, you know?
Right, right, right. Okay. So I'm all lost because it definitely feels like this has been going on for more than a year, but I was like
Uh-huh.
three. Okay, all right, cool,
Right?
cool.
Doesn't
Wow,
it? No,
crazy, man.
it is odd.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So yeah,
Wild.
you're coming to us from your car. I appreciate you
I
actually taking the
am
time.
I am Yeah, I brought in like my boss learned a whole new level of my obsession today because he knows I love Indy, but like most civilians, he thinks it's like one hat, one jacket, all of that, you know. And I'm like, dude, I've brought in like 10 hats already. But anyway, so I brought in all the leather goods and he was like, "Why do you have so many bags?" I'm like, "Well, every strap is different from every movie." And he's like, "Every strap is different?" I'm like, "Yeah, actually, dude, everything is different from every fucking movie." So, yeah, so I've got it all here in my car. It was the kind of thing where like usually I take the train to work, and
Hmm.
I thought that could be kind of cool, but also that could be like a disaster too. So I was like,
Sure.
no, I'll just take my car to work and make sure it's all safe in here and everything. So I did romanticize the idea of like Indiana Jones at Union Station with
Oh,
all my
sure.
gear. But
That'd be
then
beautiful to see.
it would be, but then I de-romanticize it with like some crazy person coming and like stabbing me on live, and I thought, that's not a great way to end the Kevin Indiana Jones season,
No,
so
no.
we'll just do it in my car.
Great for views, bad for use.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't do that. So, as long as we're going to be talking about this stuff, let's get right
Yeah.
into it. Let's talk about bag straps first. Uh,
Yeah.
which ones do you have?
Oh, Jesus. All right. Well, I'm wearing the Spade Archer Destiny, which is the my daily driver. That's like that I take that to work every day. That's just like
Mhm.
my regular one. And I think you have the Generation 2, right? You have like
I think
I
this is the
think I
one.
think he updated a little bit.
Yeah, because this was later on. This was much later, and I'm pretty sure this is Generation 2 because it has the beautiful, like it's been around for a while
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, that's
buckle.
so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. This is the Gen 1, which I like the buckle, but I've considered getting another one because this really is like this goes everywhere with me. Um, and then let's see. Then we got all right. Normally I would do it in order, but we're dealing with the car situation here, so it's all just a mess. Oh well, what do you know? Raiders. So this is my Raiders what does he go by now? It was Penitent
Bad
Man
penny,
when I had it. Bad Penny,
bad penny
that's right.
leather.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is my Raiders vintage Bad Penny with the I don't know what we're calling this, but
Fusing, the fusing.
yeah, the fusing version, not the stitching version like I'm seeing Carolian do and some others start to do now, but
Mm.
that's that one. And then we've got, am I gonna go in order here? Oh, look at that. And then we got my Penitent Man or Bad Penny Temple, um, which I love the look of this strap. Like I
Hmm.
just sometimes just photograph this strap. Like the light will hit it. I'm just sitting on the couch and I'm like, oh damn, and I just pull out the phone. Nikki's like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, it's okay, don't worry about it. And then I
I
got
don't know
you
what you're
you
talking about.
You'd think at this point he would stop asking, but
Yeah.
and then this is the my Bad Penny Last Crusade, which again I also love. I just love like I love all those cracks, but I
Hmm.
also every time I wear this, I'm like, is this your last day? Is this your last day on Earth strap? You know what I mean. And
Very
then
accurate. Yeah.
and then I've got my Bad Penny Destiny strap,
Oh.
which only I'm not wearing this one right now because it's a little long. I need to get it cut down. And so the bag just kind of hangs just a little too low. So my Spade Archer's like fits perfect. But those are the straps I have on me. And then in my archive bin, like the bin that I need to sell shit and I haven't.
Oh,
I've
I
got a
want to. I
whole
want to dig
other
into that. Yeah.
I've got a Make It Jones Raiders. I got another Spade Archer Temple. I've got a Franklin Pratt. I think I've got like four or
How are
five
those,
bag
by the
straps in
way? How
there.
are the Franklin Frets?
They're good as far as quality. They're not accurate.
Hmm.
Like I personally, and hopefully he's
Interesting.
not on this right now, but personally, I think almost all of his stuff is like well made, like
Hmm.
well crafted, but he's just kind of aiming for like the ballpark and isn't really like trying to nail it.
Gotcha.
Um, Whereas like, and I think they all have varying degrees of that. Like if we want to talk about vendors, like I think like Spade Archer is kind of similar, except he's just like that dial of accuracy is just a little closer.
It's
Whereas like
close enough
someone,
for sure.
yeah, exactly. Whereas like someone like Jacob is like a Bassett Supply is like, I mean, he's going down into the minutia. So, um, but everyone's got their thing. So yeah, Franklin's, he makes good stuff. And then you and I have talked a lot at length about our favorite problem with these straps and how they bleed.
Right.
Um, and it seems like everybody's got a different experience with that because you haven't really experienced that with Spade Archer, but I've had really bad problems with it with my Spade Archer straps.
I think
And
honestly,
then
I think when I first got my Destiny strap, it did a little bit, but
okay,
since then, nothing since then. But no,
okay,
I think that was pretty much it. Otherwise,
yeah,
this one's the oldest one. This was the first one I ever got. Honestly,
no way,
this
okay,
started my tracking. Like, oh, maybe I can get a little more accurate than just like a Westic type thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that never gave me problems. The bad penny leather gave me problems, but since I've gotten the Make It Jones, I'm very, very happy with the Make It Jones ones. These two right here, because they had the similar kind of
Oh,
cracked,
that's nice. Yeah.
almost cracked look to it, but
Yeah, yeah. But those
and
aren't gonna break on
sturdy.
you.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
these are sturdy as shit. What would you say your favorite one of them all is?
Oh, should have prepared for this question. I should have known this question was coming. Damn. Well, I mean, just looking at it, I think my temple, because I just love the look of it. But I mean, if we're talking practical, my Spade Archer is the one that I mean, literally every day this thing goes,
Mhm.
this thing's gone everywhere with me. So and I do love aesthetically the Destiny strap. Like I love the lines going down. I love that brass buckle. Like everything about it I really love. It's like a crime that of all the bags in all the movies, the most beautiful buckle gets the least amount of screen time because he
In the
wears it
back.
fucking backwards.
Why do you think they changed things around for the backstrap, by the way? Like the overall, like not only just the lines on the sides of it,
Yeah.
but then the buckle being on the back and then it being on the other side. Why do you think they did that?
Here's what I like about it. I've always felt like the indie silhouette is very like left heavy. Like he's got his holster on the right, but then he's got
True.
like the whip and the bag's usually like full. Like we usually don't like walk around with the full bags, but in the movies like the bag's pretty puffy. And so it's
Right.
just this really like left centered thing. Now you lose the holster, it's going to be even more like left heavy. So I really like that they balance it out with the bag on the right and the whip on the left. It just kind of makes the silhouette a lot nicer. I
And
just
when you
don't.
stand, by the
I,
way, it feels a lot more
it
balanced
feels
out.
so
You
much
could just
better.
hand
Yeah,
there,
it feels
and
so
it feels
much better.
good.
Yeah, yeah. No, honestly, it's my favorite. It's my favorite. It's my favorite costume to wear. Not necessarily like it doesn't get the same mirror experience. You know what I mean? When you're like looking in the
Yes.
mirror, you're like, God damn,
I
yeah.
know
You
exactly
know what
what
I
you're
mean?
talking about.
We all do, but like when you're wearing, like when I'm wearing Last Crusade, that's the like, yeah, baby, like look at me, I love it. But in
Yep.
terms of just the comfort level, the Destiny is the best because you don't have the holster, everything's balanced out, it's very comfortable, and it's so easy to take the bag off over the jacket. Like it's so nice to
Yeah.
like not take the jacket off and then take the strap off, all that. So I dig that. I just don't know why they didn't flip the strap around. Like just flip the strap around so that it wears on the right and you still have the buckle. It really felt like it was like a last second thing and then they just stuck with it. It just doesn't. I don't understand why. If
I feel
because
like
if
that's
he's
exactly what it was.
because if he's indie, eventually he's gonna flip the thing around, I would think. If he decided he wanted to wear it on the right, at some point in his life, he would flip the thing around. So
Right.
it is what it is. It's just a shame because there is something about, and maybe it's just because I'm so used to it, but there is something about that the buckle, not just the brass one, but just any buckle. It just completes that front look with him. Like I
Absolutely.
like seeing the buckle there.
Yep.
It feels more utilitarian to me. I don't know, as opposed to just like a leather strap is just not enough. It's just that extra little adornment, and that
It's the
being on the
cherry on
back of the
top.
jacket, it's the cherry on top,
Yeah.
exactly. And that being in the back of the jacket, it bugs me. It's like the
Yeah.
only thing I don't like. It's the only thing I don't like about the Destiny costume.
I feel like, yeah, I feel like I agree about that. Um, do you think truly could a backstrap hold someone from the side turret of a tank? Could one of these hold the weight of a human being? Do you think?
Not all of the vendors.
Good answer. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There you go.
um, I mean, dude, I think leather is very strong, and these straps are thick enough. Like, I think it could. Like, I think that this thing could hold my weight. For how long? That's another question.
Right.
It certainly could not ever make it like this would not survive. No way
That
in hell.
that'd be the
Even
first
brand
thing to
new,
go.
no way in hell. That'd be the first thing to go. But if you're holding it and what it's holding onto is all leather, you might be able to hold onto that for a minute.
I feel like you're about right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that we're talking about this stupid bullshit.
I don't know. I want to do my own MythBusters thing now.
What?
I want to actually. Man, that should happen. That should happen. An
Mm,
actual strap test, because that wouldn't be
that
hard. You don't need a fucking tank. You just need like you just need a some sort of like a concrete pole or something like that to that's gonna hold your weight.
yeah. A,
Yeah,
a
you just have
disposable
to.
bag you don't mind getting torn apart.
Yeah.
Something that can hold, like a pipe even sticking out. A pipe sticking
Yeah,
out is
yeah, yeah,
something.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
All
keep my
right.
eyes open for this.
Yeah. I like this.
Interesting.
I
Interesting.
like
Let's talk
this.
about gun holsters now. Which ones of
Yeah.
those do you have?
I brought the three that get on display. Again, I've got like archive stuff that
Mhm.
just like sits in boxes, but um this I've talked about a million times. This is my prized possession from one of the founding fathers of our hobby who's no longer with us and was a dear friend when I
Uh,
was a kid. He kind of took me under his wing. He was like my indie gear mentor. This was made by Lee Kepler. It is Oh God, it is 30 because it was his and he gave it from his personal collection. So I think this thing is about 35 years old.
wow.
This part's gone. I've don't even have a memory of maybe I didn't even have it when he gave it to me. I don't remember, but this part's gone. But look at the patina.
Oh,
Look at that corrosion and the oxidation on the
that is
metal.
incredible.
Yeah, like you
Oh
can't
my
fake that,
God.
you know? Like that this is like I will if I sold all of my gear and I never watched the Indiana Jones movies again, this is still staying with me. Like
I got you.
this is a prized possession. This is one of the last things that I have left of my dear friend. I actually gave Jacob he Lee also gave me a Raiders bag strap and just as a symbol of how much I believe in what Jacob's doing and his passion for it and that he's
Mhm.
the younger generation. I gave him that strap as like a kind of a pay it forward in the spirit of like of taking on what Lee was doing because Lee was the very first. Oh wait, did I just lose
I got
my?
you.
Can you hear me still?
Yeah, you
We're
just
good.
like
Okay,
five
all right.
seconds, you were gone.
Okay, my car just like made the sound that was disconnecting my headphones, so I just want to make sure everything's okay.
I am
But
taking over this show.
yes, but Lee was a pioneer. He was the one who figured out a lot of the gear that we take for granted today. The costume department that he got in touch with at Paramount told him that the boots were Red Wings, and he was like, "There's no way they're Red Wings." He found out they were Aldens. Um,
Wow.
he's the reason their storm flap snaps on the Last Crusade jacket. Like he's got his DNA in this hobby much more than anybody will even know. But anyway, so that's that.
Wow.
Then I've got, speaking of Jacob, I've got Jacob's his first Temple of Doom holster, his prototype
Woohoo.
holster, and I flattened the hell out of it because I always love that bridge scene holster that just looks like
It's
it's
flat as
just
shit.
dead.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
so fucking flat. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
So I just flattened the hell out of this thing.
That's such a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, like, I love this holster. Jacob was very generous when he asked me to participate in those ads that they did.
Beautiful,
Um,
beautiful work.
it was it was a lot of fun. I'm really proud of them for what he and Connor pulled off too. And I got to have all the fun. I got to just change into all the indie costumes and I got to be the talent.
What
I
a
get to just
win.
be the actor. It was great.
Eating donuts.
But yeah, at the end of it, he just said, this is your payment. You can take whatever holster you want." And oh man, did it take me like it took me a solid 15 minutes staring at his whole collection, trying to figure out which one to take. But I was like,
That's a night.
I
That's kind of a nightmare and a dream at the same time.
it is it's a perfect it's the kind of nightmare that we can all relate to. We can all relate to that instantly. because I have the Spade Archer LC, which is probably like Jacobs is not that much different because Spade made the LC holster, or I mean made that holster as close to LC as possible.
Right.
But no one does the temple right. No one does the temple right. And so I was like, well, I've got the Ultimate Raiders. I'm never going to need another Raiders holster. I'm fine with the Spade Archer, so I'm going to do the temple. And I really, really love this thing. Just a note for people watching, there's like a green hue to this. He's since changed the color a little bit, so don't think that yours is going to have that same exact green hue. This again was like an early version, but the pattern is exactly the same. So, and then I got my Spade Archer, which uh I've come to find is a different color than what he usually does. I don't know.
That
At
looks very
least
similar to mine, though. That color
does it?
looks
Okay.
very, very close. I mean,
Yeah.
that looks almost exactly like mine,
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. Okay. Okay.
depending on
But
the
yeah, I
lighting, though.
like I like this holster. The only thing I don't like about it, and this isn't against Spade Archer because he's matching the original design, but the back of these, like, it's not like Raiders where it comes down straight. It comes down at an angle. So then when you wear it, it just tends to do this on
I
your
don't love it.
belt. I hate that. I hate it. It drives me crazy. And of course it doesn't happen when you have like an actual like full metal gun in there. So, you
Yeah.
never see it happen to Harrison for that reason. But, when you're going to a Comic Con and you don't want to have a prop gun in there, I just hate that every time I look at it, it's on the side like that. But that's my own beef. I'm still gonna get Jacob's LC though, just because it's you get it. It's just so pretty.
Uh, so we know damn well we're going to get these goddamn
Yeah,
things.
exactly.
Of the ones you have, do you have any other than your Raiders? What would you say your
Yeah.
favorite one would be?
Um. Well, that it would be the temple.
Okay,
Just
yeah,
again because I've never seen anyone pull the temple off, and I've had every model that I know that exists besides Corollians. So, and they've all like,
that looks
you
good
know,
too.
yeah, Corollians does. Yeah, Corollians does look good. I Not to go off on this tangent, but I know he's like the only vendor in this hobby that I haven't bought anything from, and it's nothing against him because his customer service seems to be incredible, like top
It is.
top top notch. But I've never gotten anything. That new shirt of his though, that's appealing. That new shirt that's appealing for sure.
That's still a maybe for me. I will admit that's not
Really.
an eventual. It's a maybe.
But you've got a pretty substantial Carolian collection of shirts now, right?
Oh yes, indeed. Oh yes,
Yeah.
indeed. I have just discovered that the new sizing he does, the extra small, is perfect for me.
I
So
saw,
now
yeah, yeah, yeah.
this one here was his previous medium before I got a little larger. I think I'm going to turn this one into a bridge scene shirt and tear open the
Oh,
back and
nice.
rip off
Oh,
the sleeve,
nice.
and then maybe get his old classic adventure in extra small. I don't know if I want to go with this new Temple of Doom, but there is a new Raiders shirt that he's going to do, like I think tailor made for each person. I don't know how much it'll cost, but
Oh. Oh,
apparently
wow.
it's not
Okay.
going to be like sent anywhere. He's going to make it himself,
Oh,
um,
wow. Okay.
which I'll find out more about next week because he's my guest next week. But anyways, back to the holster thing. I don't know how I feel about this. Do you like or dislike how the holster looks in Crystal Skull with the imprint on the side?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? My car
Oh,
was like, "You shall not pass," and I
that was
missed
interesting.
I missed the question. Sorry. Sorry.
Okay, I'm very glad there was a reason for that happening. Yeah, so I don't know if I like it or not. I think I do. How do you feel about the gun holster look in Crystal Skull with the like the imprint on it really showing up, which you don't see in any other movie?
Yeah. Yeah. I I have the same feeling as when I look at it, I can tell that it's my bias that's getting in the way because I'm so used to a certain aesthetic to the holster. And yes, the holsters change throughout the movies, but the the embossed gun look is like I've seen it on holsters before, but I don't connect that to Indiana Jones. And so I know it's bias. I will admit that wearing and like seeing in person a Jacobs one and like really looking at it, studying it, it was like, okay, this is cool. It has its own personality. And there's like little things too, like on the surface, like the average person may just like assume it's kind of the same shape as like the Crusade, but then when
Right.
you look and you see that really sharp edge here that curves up a lot more, you start to see like, okay, it's got a little bit of its own thing going on.
Hmm.
And that's usually what I like with the gear is whenever I can really feel like each piece has its own personality, which is, you know, not to go down this tangent, but which is part of why I've never really gotten into Crystal Skull is I felt like it's the least lived in, least it has the least personality of all the costumes to me. Like even the hat, which I love the look of the hat just as a hat.
Aesthetically, yes.
But it just doesn't it's so perfect every single shot, every single moment that it doesn't really feel alive to me. Whereas like all the other movies, the hats are all over the place in their shape and their look and that contributes to them feeling like they're a character. So
Totally
yeah,
agree. Same with his
so
jacket. I feel like his jacket is lifeless in that
I
movie.
agree.
It
Yeah.
like as like in my last
Yeah.
viewing of it is like, boy, that really it just doesn't appeal to like you don't even want to look at it
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it doesn't, and it doesn't even feel like he fits in it either. It feels like all the other jackets, you know, even though he's kind of he himself is a bit of an awkward build, which is why like Raiders is super triangular and stuff like that. But the jacket, look at us. We're talking about the other gear. We're not talking about jackets today. Fuck you, bitches. We're talking about jackets today.
Whoops.
Um,
Whoops.
the jacket is just it's the color, the texture, the way it's distressed, everything about it is just so it just feels so Hollywood. And I've talked about this before where I do think it's a deliberate choice. I don't think it's an accident. I don't think it's negligence. I think it's a deliberate choice to make something feel um, as like polished Hollywood as possible because
Studio. Yeah, like a 50s. Yeah.
that's the whole idea of the entire movie. But
Got
I
it.
don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like
And
it.
that's okay, and I don't either, but that's all right. That's
Yeah.
I've determined that I don't think I can do a commentary for the movie because
Hmm.
I would just eviscerate it the whole time. I tried to watch it
Interesting.
like with my wife.
Interesting.
We watched it,
Yeah.
and at one point she was like, I'm gonna take a shower," and I'm like, "You're wait, we're watching this," and she's like, "No, I'm good." So it's it would
Oh
be a
no.
difficult thing to get through unless
Yeah.
maybe that was the point. But I know some people love that movie so much. I don't want to shit on someone's pie. But you
No,
know
I
what
get
can you
it.
do?
I get it.
Yeah, what can you do?
Nikki actually really likes it. He's younger, so and he doesn't have the same relationship to the movies. So seeing Crystal
That's
Skull the
usually
first
how it
time,
goes.
yeah, he had a good time. And watching it through his eyes, I like it a lot more. And I will still say that I think that both Destiny and Crystal Skull cannot stand like alone, but they complement each other because Destiny gives the emotional weight that Crystal Skull is lacking, and Crystal Skull is kind of the brevity movie that Destiny just
Absolutely.
can't be. Every time it tries, it never
Yeah,
quite has that same like lightness that Spielberg can you know so brilliantly weave
absolutely.
in. So yeah, so that makes me like Crystal Skull more, but
Yeah, that's a really good point. They make a really good yin and yang that without they can't exist without each other, and that makes them better as a result.
yeah. Yeah,
You
you're
know,
not going to have the same emotional impact of Indy admitting the things he does to Helena on the boat about losing his son if you haven't gone on that adventure with Indy and Mutt.
yeah,
So, you
yeah,
know, they and it makes me like adventure with Indy and Mutt more because I'm like, oh man, that's there's I know where this is going, you know.
yeah,
So it has more
exactly.
weight. Yeah.
It really does. It really that had to have been on purpose for them to be like, let's do what we can to make that last
Yeah.
one maybe a little better for the people that didn't love it. Speaking of Destiny, were you bummed that he didn't have a gun holster in Dial of Destiny?
I was already expecting it because
Hmm,
it was almost the 70s
that's
and
true.
gun laws had changed by then and there
But he
was
is in New York City. He is in New York City in the
that's
70s, so
that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. So he probably had a gun in his underwear or something waiting. No, I wanted to see what they would have done if they had a holster. But I figured that he wasn't. What
good.
surprised me though was that he didn't have it in the opening adventure. That surprised me.
Yeah.
If he always
Oh
ends
wait.
up,
Oh wait, no. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think I caught this last night. I think we see that main bad guy take his holster. I think we see him take the holster off of his
oh,
pile of stuff, and then he like kind of claims it as his own. So then
oh,
once he's kicked off the train, his holster's gone. I think that's what happens because
oh,
the camera shows that shot in
oh,
particular. You
interesting.
see him pick up a holster. Why would they do that? And I'm pretty sure it is Indy. So I think that may be why.
Okay. Well, Daddy's gonna have to go watch it tonight because he's gonna see that with it for himself. That's crazy. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. But yeah, I mean, I wanted to see it. I wanted to see what they would have come up with if they were just gonna stick to Crusade or have like a whole or do Crystal Skull, whatever, have a whole new thing, because it did seem like the gear even in that era still had its own identity. I mean, like we know that it was the same hat, same jacket, all that stuff, but it's still like, they stuck with the original shirt. But they
Right.
it didn't feel like they were just continuing on from Crystal Skull or even from Last Crusade. It felt like it was its own thing, like every movie is. So I just wanted to see, what they would have done. For the rest of it, I was fine with it because, again, going back to that whole silhouette and the balance of it, I liked the whip on one side, the bag on the other. Um, and I mean, you want to talk about practicality, like any one of us who have worn this gear and then tried sitting down,
Oh fuck.
it's a fucking pain in the ass.
It's almost like you're gonna sit on your balls. You have to move
Yeah,
all this shit around. Like, okay, well, oh wait,
because
nope,
man,
nope. I don't. That's wrong.
you gotta like hoist the whip up to your lap, and you gotta move the holster over so it doesn't like get in the way, so you can bend your leg. It's a whole thing. So to me, like especially as you get older too, you're like the less I have to wear of this crap, the better. So
Yeah,
Indy's in his 70s. He's like, I'm good with the whip. I'm good. I'll figure it. I'll steal the gun if I need it. It's fine.
but this is not good for my back. Fuck this holster. Oh my god. All right, belts. Favorite.
Oh man. Oh man. Damn. It's a toss up between Crusade and Raiders. I love the Metal Keeper. The Metal Keeper
Hmm.
on Raiders.
It's very unique.
I wear a Raiders without the whip holder. I wear a Raiders belt as my regular belt. Like that's just like yeah, like my jeans belt. Who made that one?
This one, I believe, is a Make It Jones.
Nice.
Um, I'm
Nice.
pretty sure. Yeah, this one. Actually, I don't really fucking know. I'm pretty sure it's a Make It Jones. This feels like a Make It Jones.
It's crazy, dude. Of all the gear, all the money I've spent on top-notch gear, I have never replaced my Todd's, like my cheap entry-level Todd's
The one.
Raiders gun belt. It's not that I like have been content with it. I've wanted to replace it, but I just never have. I don't know why. I'll get Jacobs. I'll get Jacobs.
Yeah, you might as well. That looks good. That does look really, really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The whip holder act like permanently attached to the gun belt. That's such an interesting thing to me.
It
Why
really is.
why they decided to do that, because it's like I get that the belt is never going through belt loops, but to be stuck with its placement, that's just very surprising to me. Because whip holders existed before then, and they've
Sure.
always been just like belt loop things. So it's very surprising to me that the costume department was like, "Yeah, we're going to rivet this to this position, and this is where it's going to live."
I'm
Has
wondering if
always
they
been
if
weird
they
to me.
if they tested it out without it being riveted and it was just flipping and flopping all over
Maybe,
the place,
maybe,
which
yeah.
which doesn't make sense. Then why wasn't it
Why would they
riveted
do it in the
later
rest of
on?
them? Yeah,
Why not
yeah,
unless it was riveted and you just don't see it? That could be
yeah,
the case because you don't
yeah.
really
That's
see. he's always running around, and it's not going
Yeah,
right on his belt.
yeah.
So it might be riveted. We just don't see that it is.
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
possible.
it's always been a strange one to me. And I don't know about you, but the worst thing about having it riveted is if the whip holder like kind of dies on you, and they do, those snaps, they die on you. And I mean, no ill will toward any of the vendors out there, but every single whip holder I have owned, with the exception of one, which we'll talk about, but every single whip holder I've owned, they eventually die on me.
God,
And so then, like, I had to cut this one. I did just have to cut this one off and use a regular whip holder when I use it.
I did that with this one. I just ripped off everything I possibly could, so then
There you go.
I cover it up with whatever else I can,
There you go.
and we make it work when we got to
Yeah,
make
of
it work.
course. Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah.
So
So that's funny. That's just funny to me, the permanent riveting thing. But yes, to answer your question, I would say the Raiders just because I like the Metal Keeper. But I love the color combo. And again, I'm a sucker for brass. I love the brass buckle of the Crusade. I love the look of that so much. It's a great belt. But you can't beat the Metal Keeper. Metal Keeper wins.
Metal Keeper is pretty damn cool. But I honestly
Yeah.
like when I got the my first Temple of Doom belt. I liked that it was brown and it was like in the same positioning, and it just kind of it felt like a good progression of where the
Yeah.
costume should go. But like you said, the metal is pretty badass. I would like to know this officially for sure. How does
Yeah.
he wear the gun belt in each of the movies? In Raiders, it's not through a belt loop, right? At all.
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
Temple, it is.
Te- I of course, when they're doing this, they're not like, okay, in 40 years, bitches are going to be talking about this shit, yo. So we better make sure we lock this shit down. It's like sometimes they put it in, and I get it because sometimes that gun belt, which is made a little bit bigger than your waist,
Yeah.
so it sits on your hips. That gun belt can sometimes get a little wonky, and so I sometimes loop it in the back just to give it some
Hmm.
integrity.
Interesting.
Um, but I've seen both because I think that there's a shot, a jacketless shot that he turns around and the gun belt is just hanging like he does with Raiders. Um,
Interesting.
yeah, so I don't think that I don't think there's a consistency. So if you see that, I think it's just more of a probably Harrison is like I'm sick of this shit moving on me or whatever and just
Yeah.
loops it through.
That I could see being the case for
Yeah,
sure. And by the way, it's my least favorite part of the costume is the holster. It just never because I'm not the tallest of guys, so it's always taking up half of my fucking thigh. So every move I make, it's just like digging into my movement. So the
oh
Raiders
yeah,
one
yeah,
is not so bad.
right,
That
because
can
it's
fit on my
shorter,
side pretty
right?
easily. But the
Yeah.
last Crusade one, which is another reason I want to
It's
try
a
out these Bassett
huge
ones,
holster.
it's
Yeah.
fucking huge. It's fucking
It's a
huge. But
huge holster. Yeah. Yeah.
hopefully the Bassett one's a little smaller. In Last Crusade, does he wears that through a belt loop? I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he
Yeah.
does that one through a belt loop
I think so.
because that's why it has that like that oblong look where it's going like
Yeah,
that way.
that's tough because like part of why that could be too is that's the heaviest gun. That Webley
That's
is
true.
a heavy ass gun.
It's a big heavy ass gun.
Temple, he's never got a gun in there.
Mm,
Raiders, like that's a heavy gun, but it's not as heavy as the Webley, just because it's so much more steel. Like that Webley's just so big. And if you've handled one, it's like it's surprisingly heavy. And when you put it in, it really you can feel it. It just
yeah.
drops down in that holster. It's
Wow.
it's really heavy.
I mean,
Um,
even this fake one I got from Denix is a smaller one, and even
yeah,
this
yeah,
one
yeah,
is like
yeah,
it's heavy as shit.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, but you get a real steel one. They're super, super heavy guns. They're
I
super
bet.
heavy guns.
Have you ever fired
So
a real one?
I
Oh
have
yeah.
not the exact Crusade model. It was a different mark. I don't remember what it was. It was a
What a
little bit of a
Webley though.
shorter barrel. Yeah, a little bit of a shorter barrel, but it's nice. I mean, I not to like I respect if people are uncomfortable talking about guns or anything like that, but I grew up in a very like gun safety household where at 4 years old my dad was like, this is how you clean a gun, this is how you take it
That's
apart, all
wonderful.
that.
I
So I was
think that's
like,
wonderful.
that's what I was like I grew up with. So I've shot a lot of guns and It doesn't pack the most punch of any gun I've ever shot, but it certainly has some power, and especially when you're a kid trying to hold that much steel, it's a lot. It's a lot. Not the same with my dad's 44 Magnum though, which is like a whole other tangent. But I used to think that thing was a freaking flamethrower. My God, that thing was insane. I
Oh my
still never
God.
shot it.
I
I'm
have
almost 40
actually,
years old and I still will not shoot that gun.
I don't, that if that's how you feel, stick with that because that's probably a
Yeah.
good reason. I have actually been able to shirt a German Luger before,
Oh, cool.
and that was badass. And that
That's
one didn't
cool.
pack a whole lot of power because I had just
Yeah.
fired a massive shotgun. So this
Oh,
one thing
yeah.
was more like pop, pop.
It's
Oh,
like pew
neat, cool.
pew. Yeah, yeah.
This is that fucking gun from last Crusade. Oh, neato.
My shoulder isn't getting dislocated. This is great.
How did this go through three guys? Um, okay. So finally, of the group of things we're talking about this
Yeah.
episode, whip holders. Like I
Yeah.
mentioned earlier, I have so many goddamn whip holders. It's kind of embarrassing, and I use like two or three of them. The whip always slips. Why is the design so hard to nail? Like it always just ends up slipping down. Why the fuck is it so hard to nail?
Well, I mean, anybody who with eagle eyes, even in the movies, can see that these whips are wired down
Hmm.
because these holders do not work. They just do not work. Even if the snap works, they don't hold shit. They do
Nope.
not keep the whip together at all.
Great.
Um, and there's been, the invention of the double wrap whip holder was a quantum leap for indie fans to keep their whips together at comic conventions and not embarrassingly have this long flaccid snake dragging down behind them and someone saying, "Hey, your whip's out." Um, but even those, the snaps, they still get weak real
Yep.
quick, and next thing you know, you're walking along and your whole whip falls out of the thing, and you're like, son of a bitch, I'm on like my 10th whip holder. And I
Like all
used
it
to
takes is a
have.
breath. You just breathe on it, and it goes. Oh,
Oh,
sorry,
oh
I can't
yeah,
hold
oh
shit.
yeah, oh my God, yeah, and that's the way, like, and I've had them all. I've had Spade Archers, I've had Franklin Pratts, I've even my old Lee Kepler ones. Like, nope,
Mm.
they just weren't made to do what they do. Like if the guy's using one on the field with actual bulls, actual cows, he's putting the thing in there maybe while he's riding his horse for a moment. He's not walking around a convention center or pretending to be Indiana Jones running from boulders. It's just not designed for that.
He
And the
would if
big
he was
pro
cool.
Yeah, yeah, the poser with real cows. What a poser. Um, but the reason for that is, like, when you snap the whip, and I've talked about this before. I apologize to everybody here who's probably all heard this already, but when you snap the whip and the whip sits there, it's applying all of this pressure on that snap, and eventually the snap just the metal, the temperature in the air, everything, the metal expands, contracts, and eventually that snap doesn't work anymore. And
It's
the
like a
only whip
like
holder.
grinding a screw almost, like stripping a
Exactly.
screw. Yeah.
Exactly. And the only whip holder that has, I don't have wood in here. Knock on knock on whatever. The only whip holder that has been excellent, that has not failed me yet, is the Make It Jones double wrap grip whip keeper. It's a regular double wrap, but if you can see here, your most people's whip holders, double wrap or single wrap, this is solid here so that when the whip's in there, it's applying all of that tension. But this one is designed so that this sits out, so when the whip is in there, there's no tension whatsoever on that buckle. And
We're like flight
I
attendants right now.
yes. Oh my God, I love that. I love that. Yes. I
But it's
love
also
that.
very true.
Yeah.
This single wrap is the single
Yep.
wrap from Make It Jones is
Yep.
the whatever they call it. The
The
this
grip
one
keeper, the
holds.
single wrap grip keeper. Yeah.
Grip keeper. This one
Yeah.
holds. This one actually
Yep.
will hold. Again, like you said, out of all the ones I have, I think I have like 20 different ones. this is the one that I use, especially I usually actually use this for pretty much everything if I can, because it'll hold almost every one of my whips, and
And
that's
they
like gold.
stay.
Yeah, they fucking
They
stay.
stay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The snap is good, and yeah, I mean I will never use any other whip keeper. In fact, when I was talking to Jacob and he was talking about wanting to make whip keepers and asked me if I was interested, I was like, I'm not interested unless you make the grip keeper. Like
Yeah.
it's the only whip keeper that I started giving away all my whip keepers as parting gifts after a while because I was like, I ain't using these. Even if the snaps are good now, I'm not using these.
That's a
I
great
only have
idea.
I only have two now. I have my sort of Temple Crusade, and then I'm
Hmm.
wearing my Destiny one right
Wow.
now, and that's it. Those are the only two whip holders I use, and I need to get a Raiders one because right now I just throw this on the Raiders gun belt when I'm doing Raiders, but I just I mean I go to a comic convention and I don't touch my whip. I put it in one time and it stays the entire convention.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I guarantee you, all the rest of y'all out there who don't have a grip keeper cannot say the same thing. There's no way. It's the only one that works. And it's not just the tension on the snap. There's something about that design. I think, like you said, your single one works so well. There's something about that design that just the whip just sits differently, and
It's
it
more snug.
just
It's just more
yeah,
snug,
yeah,
and it has less space to fall out of because it's
yeah,
going over it, and it's like it's almost a little too small for the whip, and that's what makes it work. Because
yeah,
otherwise,
yeah,
everyone else just gives it like I'm not using a 12-foot whip. This is not going to work.
yeah,
Why are you using this
yeah,
same
exactly.
exact length?
Yeah,
That's that.
well now that I've heard that, I need to get a single wrap because I always just assume I need to get the double wrap, but if the single wrap's working, that'd be awesome. Because
The single wrap.
I do hate the like incredibly long, thing when the whip is out. That looks silly, so I would love to get a single wrap.
Absolutely. But like you said, rarely does the whip come out at comic conventions. I mean,
Yeah,
like I put the a brown zip tie on, and then I put that on, and
nice,
that's it.
nice.
I'm done because I don't want to bother anything. I don't even like taking it off
Yeah,
to like use in pictures. Um,
yeah.
this is this bit of a loaded question. Did you ever think you would own this much leather?
I, I was not ready for that one. Um, well. Without going too much into detail, I already did. That's all I'll say.
Oh, good, good answer, good answer. Oh my God. Well, you know what? That was the last question of the Kevin 11, which actually turned into the Kevin
Perfect.
13 because I missed you so much and I wanted to talk to you
I
more.
love that. I love that.
But of course, I got to ask you my closing question, Daniel, my
Yeah.
dear friend. If you could tell your 9-year-old self anything, what would it be?
Oh man. Oh man. Was this is this a new development?
A bit of a new
Did
one, yeah, yeah.
okay? Because I was gonna say I was like because my brain was like I haven't been asked this one.
No, this is
Um.
the this season only so far.
Wow. I I would tell him. It's not the journey you thought you were going to take, but it's a great journey nevertheless.
You know, I know
That's what I'd
exactly
tell
what
him.
that means.
Yeah,
Fuck,
yeah.
dude. Good answer, man. Wow. Well done. Daniel, my friend, I love you, pal.
I love you too, Kevin. This was awesome.
This was so
This was
fun. I miss you
so.
so much.
I'm in like the back parking lot of my like office building in my car, but this is amazing. I love it.
I'm
This is
so glad.
awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate you doing this. I know the
Yeah.
time differences can sometimes be weird to do the show, but thank you so much for doing it. I really
No,
appreciate you. And
it's truly my honor, and I gotta say again, man, like I just it's awesome that you're about to hit episode 30, and I just think that what you've given to the community is more than you know.
thank you for that. Thank you. I
Yeah,
need to hear that. Sometimes I need to hear that kind of stuff. So I really appreciate that. I really, really
yeah,
do.
man. Yeah, man. Well, you made me teary-eyed, so I got to try to make you teary-eyed before I get the fuck out of here.
You fucker. Oh, buddy. Well, man, have a great night. Have a good,
Thank you.
safe drive home. I'm
Yeah.
going to talk to you later.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Once again, I love you, pal. Have a good one.
I love you too, man. Good talking to you.
Take care. Wonderful talking to you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what an episode. I knew it would be. See, we hadn't talked about gear yet, and who better to do that with than Dana Reiser? Okay, yeah, well, I got a little emotional there at the end, so that was nice. That was pleasant. That was good to hear. I know a lot of you really do love this show. It's not like a lot that I do to prepare for all this, but my mind is almost always at least tangent in a tangent of this show. There's always a part of this show that's existing in my mind. What do I do next? How do I handle this? Is anyone watching this? Sometimes it doesn't feel like many people are watching it, but I always keep in mind that the right people are. And lately, a lot of people have been watching, and I really, really appreciate that. It's I obviously am doing this so you all have an outlet to someone to talk to, someone to listen to, someone to watch. And it's great when I even have one person watching this. That's always been my goal doing any kind of artistic endeavor, if you can call this artistic, is that if I can make one person happy, then I've succeeded. And it really seems like I've done that. And I like to know I like to know that, honestly, it's also part of the artist's curse is that it's here you go, but also give me back. And I don't like being like that, but it's nice that Daniel said those wonderful things to me. And I really appreciate it when you all say those wonderful things to me on this show and on my posts and all that stuff. It's really cool to have your support and your love, and I will never take it, ever take it for granted. Getting a little emotional again. So yeah, what a wonderful episode, Daniel. Thanks again for joining. That was awesome. That was really really fun. I'm really glad we finally did a gear episode. That was pretty great. And it's once again, it's always appreciated when someone not in my time zone comes on the show and changes things on their schedule to do this. And it's always so nice that people do things in their life just to join me and thus you all. But next week it'll be someone in my time zone, so that'll hopefully make it a little easier on his life. This person was supposed to be on the show a couple weeks ago, but got stuck in a layover, as it happens all the time. When you fly, you get fucked. That's how it goes. They fuck you at the airport. They fuck you at the airport. First they fuck you. I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. It's going to be great to have him on the show. I'm wearing his shirt right now. I have many of his shirts. We talked about it earlier. Hopefully one day Daniel himself will get one of these shirts or something from him. The owner and creator of Carolian Dry Goods will be on the show next week, next Monday. Adam Carolian, I can't wait to talk to him about all of his products and the SNL experience. That'll be so fantastic. I can't wait to talk to him. And eventually, like I said, I'm going to do a Superman episode. That will be, I think, the 28th. I'll probably do that show. So go see that movie. Make sure you see it because I'm going to be spoiling the shit out of that. And it'll be a Superman-centric episode. Nothing but Superman. That'll be really, really fun. It'll be really exciting for me to do, and hopefully some of you at least to watch that. I know there's crossover. There's always crossover with franchises of love. And I know if I love something, some of you are probably going to love it too. Some of you probably love, oh God, House 2, the second story. It'd be weird if you did, but also not so weird if you did, because we're weird people. Look at this. Look what the fuck I'm doing. This is weird. But like I said last time, it's fun. Or 2 times ago, whatever. I should say it every time. This is all fun. 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 And no one's taking this T-bird away, damn it. So yeah, we'll do a Superman episode soon, but next week, Adam. And you know what? Until then, have a great week. Thanks for watching. And I really appreciate you. You're the best. I got to work on my uhs, bottom line. But yeah, folks, thank you so much for watching. Have a great week. You're the best. And as always, if you ever need someone to talk to, you know where to find me. Bye-bye. Whoops. That was the wrong button.